Hello students, welcome to the science class. As students, in the previous class, we were talking about the reflection of the light. You see students, what are the things that we have already discussed? Let me recall these and then we will move forward and try to understand the rules. So the thing that we have understood is the focus. So you see, we have seen in case of a concave mirror and that of the convex mirror, both of them used to show the principal focus. They used to converge or diverge in order to form the principal focus. And because of this property of converging or diverging, we had given the name also to the mirror as a converging mirror or diverging mirror. So concave mirror, since when a parallel beam of a light falls on the surface of the concave mirror, it get the beam of light, they converge together and they converge at a point that is called as the principal focus. So we can say that the concave mirror used to form the converging mirror. The second kind of a mirror is the students, that is the convex mirror. So in case of a convex mirror, when the beam of a light falls on its surface, then it will get diverged and it appears that means it is coming from a point and diverges after reflection. So basically we can say that somewhere it feels that behind that of the mirror there are kind of a focus, means they are meeting actually a point that is called as a principal focus. What is the difference between that of the concave mirror and that of the convex mirror principal focus? That in case of the principal focus which is formed in that of the concave mirror is the real focus, while in case of a convex one you will find that the virtual focus it is. Focal length in both of the cases it is same, that is from the pole to the focus. The distance between them is called as focal length, which is represented by small f. We have also seen that what is the relationship between the radius of curvature and that of the focal length. So basically focal length is equals to half of the radius of curvature. So by this formula student, we are able to find the radius of the curvature or the focal length. Remember, these formulas are important when we will going to solve the numericals later related to mirror formula. Then we will going to use if it is necessary. Okay, so focal length we can find it if radius of curvature is given, to half of that of the radius of curvature is the focal length. Okay. Then we have started to understand the rules for obtaining the image which is formed by the concave mirror. There are certain rules to students by which we can say that the concave mirror, the formation of the image occur on that of the concave mirror. The first one was on a concave mirror, when a parallel beam of a light falls on the surface of the concave mirror, it after reflection passes through that of the principal focus. Okay, so we can say here that the parallel beam of a light, when it falls on the mirror or any parallel beam of a light, parallel to what? To that of the principal axis, and falls on the surface, it will get reflected back and passes through that of the focus. This is the first rule. Second rule student, it is already written here. You can see it is given that a ray of a light passing through the center of curvature is reflected back along the same path. What does that mean? That if a ray of a light is passing through that of the center of curvature, it will again passes through the same path. It means if it is going through the center of curvature, reflected back from the same path. I will tell you that how does this happen with the help of a diagram. So if you see the diagram students, so diagram will be, so this is what? This is the concave mirror. So a principal axis is there which is passes to the center of the concave mirror. Okay. Now this is what student, this is the pole. This is what, this is the, if suppose this is the center of curvature, and this is the principal focus. Now what happened when a ray of a light passes through that of the center of curvature? Okay, so if a ray of a light, if it passes through that of the center of curvature, then what happened? It get reflected. Now reflected back by the mirror. So the reflection of that the light rays, it will again come back along the same path. It means along that of the center of curvature only. So this is what it is telling, that if a ray of a light, it passes through that of the center of curvature. It means if it is A and this is B, so AB is a ray which is going to from that of the center of curvature. Again it will come back from the same path. This is what, student, this is the second rule for obtaining the images. Third one. So the third rule is that is a ray of a light passing through the focus, passing through the focus of a concave mirror becomes parallel to the principal axis after reflection. You can see here, student, here it is that when a ray of a light passes through that of the focus, after reflection it will become parallel to that of the principal axis. So if a ray of a light passes through that of the principal focus, after reflection it will become parallel to the principal axis. Now see here, you will find that the first rule was when a beam of a light parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through the focus. It is just opposite of that. It means if a ray of a light passes through the focus after reflection become parallel to the principal axis. First one, that is when a beam of a light parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through the focus. Okay, just opposite to the first rule. So we can draw the diagram for it. And the diagram was, that is, okay, so if suppose this is the focus, this is the focus, this is the pole, this is the center of curvature. So if a ray of a light passes through that of the focus, so if a ray of a light passes through the focus, now you can see here a ray of a light which passes through that of the focus. So after reflection it will becomes parallel to that of the principal axis. You should remember the another one, the first rule that we have seen, students. In that one again you will see here we have drawn it like when a parallel beam of a light passes through that of the, which is parallel to that of the principal axis, after reflection passes through that of the principal focus. Okay, and here it is just opposite, that if a ray of a light passes through that of the focus after reflection, it will become parallel to the principal axis, just opposite to the first one. Okay. Now the fourth one. Fourth rule is a ray of a light which is incident at the pole of a concave mirror is reflected back making the same angle with the principal axis. You see, students, a ray of a light which is incident at the pole of the concave mirror, which falls at the pole, it is reflected with the same angle through the principal axis. Okay, that is what? That is also a rule. I will tell you what does that mean. Here it is saying a ray of a light when incident with a certain angle to the pole of the concave mirror, it will get reflected back with the same angle to that of the principal axis. So suppose if we have to draw the diagram in order to understand this rule, so what it will be? So here it will be like, this is a concave mirror. And this is what? This is the principal axis. Now, if this is what, student? This is a beam, this is a ray of a light which is falling on that of the pole of the, this is pole, this is focus, and if suppose this is the center of curvature. Then it will going to make the same angle in order to pass through it. Okay. So, if this is what? This is A, this is B, and this is B. So, this will be what, student? This will be the angle of incidence. Obviously, we are knowing that the angle of incidence will be equals to angle of reflection. Okay. So, the angle made by this incident ray with that of the principal axis, it will be same angle made by the reflected ray which is making with that of the principal axis. Okay, this is what, student, these are the 4 rules. Why these rules are important? These rules are important because after that we will start with that of the ray diagram, and in order to understand, at least this concept must be there in our mind in order to understand the ray diagram. I will summarizes the 4 rules again with the help of the 4 diagrams. So the first rule that we said here, students, if this is the principal axis, so a ray of light which is parallel after reflection passes through the focus. This is the pole and this is the center of curvature. This is the first rule. The second rule was, that was here, when a ray of a light passes through that of the center of curvature, this is the center of curvature, okay, this is the focus and this one is the pole, passes through that of the center of curvature, it will goes back with the same direction, okay. This is what? This is the center of curvature. This is focus and this is pole. So if it passes through that of the center of curvature, again it will goes back with the same path. Then the third one, student, that is when a parallel beam of a light is there, when a ray of a light passes through that of the focus, after reflection, so when a beam of a light passes through that of the focus, if this is focus, this is the center of curvature and this is the pole. So after reflection, it will moves parallel to that of the principal axis. Okay, it will moves parallel to that of the principal axis. And finally, this is the pole, and if a ray of a light falls on the pole with an angle, it will come back with the same path. This is focus, student. This is the center of curvature, angle I and angle R. So this is the second, this is the third rule and this is the fourth rule. Okay, so these are what, student? These are the 4 rules. I hope you have understood. You can see here these two are just opposite to each other. Okay, they are just opposite to each other. Okay, parallel to each other, parallel beam of a light falls on a surface. Here I will tell you one thing, that I am showing everything with the pointing the ray. Actually, it is really mandatory, it is compulsory to mention or to make a arrow in that of the line in the ray. That is why it is a light ray. Ray means what? Which is having an arrow. So this arrow will help in telling that in which direction the light is moving. Okay, so these are what? These are the 4 rules in order to obtain the images formed by the concave mirror. I hope you have understood. Now let us move on and we will see the next topic, that is formation of different images when mirror is kept at a different positions. So, formation of different types of image by concave mirror. Different types of images by concave mirror. So we can write here few things, and that is the type of image an image formed by a concave mirror depends on the position of object in front of the mirror. In front of the mirror. Okay, so the type of an image formed by a concave mirror, it totally depends upon the position of the object in front of the mirror. Where we had kept the mirror, that will actually decide the image formed on the mirror here, students. Okay, so totally depend. Different positions will tell the different images. Now, what are the different positions at which the formation of a different image is formed. So let us see that where are the what are the different positions that we were going to study and what kind of an image formed here. So the first position is we can place the object between, let me write it and write it again. That is so the first one is we can place the object between first one is between pole and focus. The first condition is between the pole and focus, represented by B, and focus, represented by capital F. Okay? Between pole and the focus. Second one is when we place the object at the focus. At the focus. Third is, students, that is between focus and center of curvature. Between focus and center of curvature. Focus and center of curvature. Center of curvature is represented by capital C here. Okay. Then fourth one is, that is at the center of curvature. At the center of curvature. Then beyond the center of curvature. Fifth one is beyond the center of curvature, represented by capital C. And last one is, that is at infinity. At infinity. These are the few conditions that will decide the kind of image formed by the concave mirror. So if suppose we will keep the object between pole and focus, we will find a kind of image. Then if we will keep at the focus, then between focus and center of curvature, at the center of curvature, beyond the center of curvature, and finally at infinity. So let us start with the first one, that the image formed by that of the concave mirror when the object is placed between pole and the principal focus. Between pole and the principal focus. So, first condition is between pole and focus. So, for that, let us draw a diagram, ray diagram for it. So, suppose students, this is the concave mirror. Okay, and this is the principal focus. Okay, this is the principal focus. Sorry, principal axis. This is the pole. This is the focus. This is the center of curvature. Now, we are saying, this is what, student, this is the concave mirror. So, we are saying here that We are saying that when we will keep the object between pole and focus. So this is pole, this is pole, this is focus. So the object is kept between the pole and the focus. Now if the object is what? This is A and this is B. This is the object, student. Okay? Object which is moving like this. Now what happened here? The object, first of all, a ray of a light from that of the object, it will goes like this. Now again it is parallel. Now see here, although it is between pole and focus, but this time the ray which is passing through that of the, coming towards that of the reflecting surface parallel to the principal focus, parallel to the principal axis. So you know that after reflection, this ray will passes through that of the principal focus. Okay, this ray will passes through that of the principal focus. So this is the first ray, students. The second ray will goes towards that of the B, and this will, you know that this will get reflected and finally it will. So it seems that it is coming from that of the center of curvature. It will coming from the center of curvature. Okay. Let me draw the diagram here again. So this is what? This is the center of curvature. This is A and this is B. And this is what, student? This is the ray of a light which after reflection passes through the center of curvature. Now, a ray of a light from this reaches to this one, it get reflected back, and finally it will from that of the mirror you should use a scale to form the ray diagram. It is quite important to draw the ray diagram, students. Okay, so you should make it with the help of the ray diagram. So you can see here that one of the ray is passing through that of, okay, so one ray is there which passes through that of the principal focus, and another ray after reflection passes through that of the center of curvature, students. Now, here is what? Here is the eye of the person. Okay. So if you see that here it get reflected. Now, what we will do here, students, if you will stretch it back, then you will find that these two meet at a point So you can see here that the ray of a light which is forming here, it is actually not intersecting at a point in front of the mirror. So when we stretch it back, then we will find that it appears that it meets somewhere behind to that of the mirror, and that is what? That will be the A dash and B dash, which is the virtual and erect image. Erect, student, because this is the A and B, and the image formed is A dash and B dash. So it is also upside down, and that is also the same thing. So we will say that it is an erect image. Okay, and the kind of a image, since it is behind that of the mirror, so it will be the virtual image. Okay, this is the first ray diagram.